like satellites. It rains like hell, yet you're always dry. Golden idol. Golden idol, backed by steel. The paper thin and not that real. That's what I say. Golden idol. Here in my room, I dream of walls around my bed. They're in the floor, they're at my door. They're in my head, in my head. Here in my room, high above the earth below. The east goes into night, the lonely sleep alone as we turn out the light. Golden idol. Golden idol. Golden idol. Here in my room, I dream of wolves around my bed. They're in the floor, they're at my door. They're in my head, in my head. Here in my room, high above the earth below. The east goes into night, the lonely sleep alone as we turn out the light.
But that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
All right. Fishing buddies. Let's go. So, yeah. It's Saturday. I got nothing better to do.
I fell off the jungle gym, and when I woke up, I was here.
It's
That'll teach
better
you.
than when it's better than when I swipe right and end up on Zax's show.
Why are we having double deleted scenes here?
I only see one.
Yeah, because you don't see the back office, but I do. Do I just kick the other one, or
No,
not my team?
leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave
Okay.
him alone. Are you muting yourself, deleted?
Kick the one that's not on screen.
All right.
There can only be one.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was one of my songs that'll be on the next album. I recorded the original music with. He's got his own band now, and it's called Zen Sin, and he's straight up like metal and thrash guitarist buddy of mine, and I recorded the original music all the way back in 2004. And I don't know, I really like that song. It's got that good punk feel to it.
Gambit likes it.
And just watch you get copyright claim for your own music again.
Well, this one isn't released yet,
Yeah.
so I can't get copyright claimed. It's not been officially released yet. Once I release it through my through CD Baby, which is my label, they will put a copyright on it. So, yep. Until then, it's good to go.
Then you can strike yourself.
You shouldn't get claimed for using it because that's your fucking music.
Oh, my
You
favorite My favorite story of that was when Metallica was performing live and they got copyright claimed in the middle of the stream.
Yeah,
Right?
it's funny. Hey, Pinball. How you doing, man? I'm very fond of this movie. I feel that this flick managed to pull off a Bond movie that felt like a Bond movie, and it didn't simp out with the overly gay love soft music that would come later. Like after Adele, all they did was this fucking simp music. It just was awful. This was still a rock song, and I like that. So, but I'm very fond of the film. I like the basic story, and they did this because Shinatsky brought this up before the show that the film was being made during a writer's strike, so they could only go with the script they had, and it needed changes to it as they were going, and ended up got no credit for it. But Daniel Craig was even stepping in to help with what they were doing on day to day, like doing rewrites for some of the scenes. And he pulled off still being the same Bond that he played in Casino Royale, which is why it feels more like a Bond film. And he hadn't stuck his fucking sticky fingers in it too much. He wasn't as sure of himself as he was later. And one of the things that I think he was sure of is that he didn't like Bond. I think that's the problem with Daniel Craig is as time went by, he didn't like the character of Bond and he wanted to change it to fit him. And that's what destroyed his version of Bond.
That is disrespectful.
Yeah, I considered it too. And, the only way he would do the last Bond film was if they let him die.
That's not going to happen, though.
Like, that's just, yeah, they killed him. They killed Daniel Craig Bond.
And the funniest part is the credits then say James Bond will return.
Yeah.
In a coffin.
Right at the end.
In a box.
Yeah, in a box. It's a new snack called Bond in a Box. Fucking Daniel Craig. Really, the last film he did, what we're going to do next week, is Skyfall. I actually kind of like that film, but I had so many problems with the script. The logic issues within the script.
I call Skyfall Home Alone 3. Because this is what it turns to at the end. It's his house. He booby traps the house.
Home Alone with James Bond. Yeah, you're talking about the following film, Spectre. Not a fan of that film. I mean, they got Spectre back, and do they start going back to the original books and building it from there? No. They keep going off on this alternate universe Bond. That was just fucking weird.
Is that why they made Quantum? Because they didn't have the rights to Spectre for some reason?
All they had to do is not say the name of the organization.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine. Don't give it a name yet. Just find out that there's an organization out there. And this film shouldn't have been called Quantum of Solace. And yeah, that was based on a short story by Ian Fleming, which is, I guess, the return to using titles by Ian Fleming. But the short story isn't really about Bond. He's in the background eavesdropping on a conversation between a couple over, I think, their taxes or some shit.
I think the only one they haven't used is, I forget the exact title, but it's like Of a Lady is the end of the title. Like, that's the only one they haven't used.
So here we go.
A Lady or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Property of a Lady. Unlike Fleming's other 007 creations, Quantum of Solace is not a spy story. Bond appears only in the background, told in the style of Somerset Maugham and Joseph Conrad. The tale has Bond attending a boring dinner party with a group of rich, snobbish people he cannot stand. He listens as the governor of Nassau tells him a harrowing tale about a relationship between a former employee of the governor's, Philip Masters, and an air hostess named Rhoda Llewellyn. After meeting aboard a flight to London, they eventually marry. However, after a time, Rhoda becomes unhappy and begins a long affair with a young golf pro named Tattershaw. I mean, already I'm going to sleep on this fucking short story. And
I'm sorry, what was that? I fell asleep.
yeah, sorry. What was going on? Anyway, it was Roger Moore when I was a kid. By the time his last film, A View to a Kill, came out, Roger was, well, he was old. He was
too old. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have ended right after, not Spido Love Me, the next good one. For Your Eyes Only should have been his last film. And it really, to be honest, I thought he was pushing it even in that film. The idea of a pensioner beating up heavies and funny. I'm assuming Pinball Wizard Extraordinaire is British, because not too many people know what pensioners are in the U.S.
It's like for Queen and Cunt.
Yeah.
Three.
Cold War times were my favorite era. Yeah, they were the best. That's when Bond existed.
Yep.
And I've always felt they should be period pieces. Sergeant Giratina or Giratina, I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. And of course, our friend Sandra Hammerslag is here. And Sergeant, is that a soft G or a hard G on that?
It looks Italian, so I would go Giratina, but I'm not sure.
Well, the Quantum of Solace.
The weirdest name and the worst song, in my opinion.
So anyway, the name of the song.
It made you laugh.
I'm on the film. I'm trying to talk. My God, the name of the song should have been the name of the film. It's a better title than Quantum of Solace, and it just works better, you know. And the name of the song is Another Way to Die, which is a great title.
No, Another Way to Die is just being bought by Amazon.
And it is a direct sequel. It's not a follow-up. It is a direct sequel to Casino Royale. And I kind of like that. Yeah, I was 11 when A View to a Kill hit cinemas, but it was a great movie, even if Roger was old. It has moments. I have a lot of problems with the film. The fire chase scene is just fucking stupid. The fire truck. The song. Well, the main problem with the song is I feel that it shouldn't have been a duet. It should have just been Alicia Keys singing. Because I've listened to 2 renditions of the song by others, and in both versions, they did it as a solo vocalist, and it just sounds better. I Love You to a Kill because of the music. Grace Jones, Roger, Duran, basically, yeah.
Perhaps uneven for A View to the Kill. That's the best way to describe it.
Say that again. Pinotsky?
Oh, did it cut out? I said, I think uneven. That's the best way to describe A View to a Kill. There's some great highs and there's some low lows.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there. And I got to tell you, I fucking love Christopher Walken as the villain. I mean, he played 2 great villains in the 80s. That one and Zoran, and then he played Max Schreck in Batman. Well, technically, I guess that's 90s, isn't it? Yeah, it's 92?
Yeah, like early 90s was Batman Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns was like 92, I think. 91, 92. There was a British TV series about 10 years ago based upon Ian Fleming's days in the Secret Service. I watched a miniseries. It was pretty good. Sergeant says, I like that Camille survived and that Bond not only kicked ass, but spared Green in the end. Therefore not allowing his rage over the events of... Yeah. Because he could have killed that guy. He very much could have. He had every right to. But he got what he wanted out of him and turned him over to MI6. I like For Your Eyes Only. It has some uneven moments in it too. The Spy Who Loved Me is the better of the two. What does everyone think? Oh, wait. What's the name? There are fans who have complained about Roger being too old in the subsequent Bond films. Well, that's just it. He started showing his age when he did, Moonraker. He was getting long in the tooth. And then he did the next film, and it was supposed to be For Your Eyes Only. And then because of Star Wars, they made Moonraker, then made For Your Eyes Only. And by the time he finally made that, he needed to retire. I think that was almost a bridge too far. View to a Kill was a bridge too far. He was too old. And it's creepy. I mean, it was kind of creepy in The Spy Who Loved Me. That was the one with the 16-year-old ski girl, right? Or ice skater.
So.
That was just so creepy. Both women were too young for him. Because like the actors, the ice skater, she was 20 or 21, and the other girl, the French actress, she was like 21, 22. And it's like he had like grandchildren at that point. It was just weird.
Literally, he could be their grandfather.
Yeah, it was skeevy. It felt skeevy, and he felt that way too. And he took the paydays, but the fact is, he wanted out. Oh, Helen Place is here. What's up, buddy? Yeah, Dominic Cooper played Ian Fleming in that. In that new movie, the Henry Cavill World War II movie.
Which one?
That just World War II movie. He's only done one World War II movie, where they actually have a character of Ian Fleming in it, showing that these troublemakers that he helped.
Ungentlemanly warfare.
Yeah, ungentlemanly
Ministry.
Warfare. And they have a young actor, and the young actor that plays young Ian Fleming in that is a member of the British acting royal family of the Foxes. And so he's the grandson of James Fox. And I liked it. I liked that movie. I thought it was really over the top crazy, but it was still fun. Yeah, Carol Bouquet.
I liked the soundtrack for Ungentlemanly Warfare the best out of everything in the movie. It just felt the characters were a little too invincible, like when they're just casually walking along, gunning people down. Like they're
it just went too. It just got kind of goofy to where they're just killing everybody, and they had plot shield all over them, and it's like I like it when my heroes get hurt.
Yeah, no, this is like literally like right after he kidnaps the guy, and then it's a chase scene, which is where this movie starts.
Yeah, and he had just gotten out of the Royal Navy. Ellen plays. But it always seemed creepy, and I wish they hadn't ended the movie on that love scene between Roger Moore and Carol. It was weird. Because they did such a good job, because he was almost like a big brother, father-like figure to her. trying to help her, and then all of a sudden it's like they get naked, and I'm like, oh, why you do that? This
And he
is
just
weird.
goes, you could call me daddy.
And I do like that opening because you don't know that it's right after the events of the first film, Casino Royale, and you see basically him doing all this cool stunts with the car, and then he stops the car, opens the trunk, and there's Mr. White, and you go, oh shit, this is like literally right after what happened at the end of the movie. And so, hey Joe, I liked him in The Saint. Yeah, he's perfect as the Saint. And I don't even remember that movie.
It's still strange to me that, they really wanted Patrick McGoon to be James Bond, but he felt the character was too unsavory for him.
Yeah, he likes more complicated people. He doesn't want somebody who is just straightforward, doing their job for, queen and country or king and country, depending on when. When I was a kid, Ian Ogilvy was the Saint, but in the 60s with Roger, it was shown regularly anyway. I actually remember when English stage actor George Sanders was the Saint. And in order to not pay the author royalties, they spun off the Saint films, turning them into whatever that character's name after that was. And the author of the Saint got pissed because it was clearly still the Saint.
The Falcon or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. The Falcon.
Yeah, I've seen those. Not bad.
They're great. I enjoy them, but it's obviously the Saint, and he got pissed that they did that.
I'd be pissed too. It's like, great, I'm gonna get paid for this, right? Because you're based on my work. Nope.
We're just gonna change the name from the Saint to the Falcon. He does all the same shit. Well, he made an appearance on the TV show Maverick. Is that what you're talking about?
There's a lot of strange crossovers in TV when you get down to it. Like there's even the Saint Elsewhere theory because of how much stuff crossed over with that series. That basically all these series are inside this autistic child's
crossover?
head.
What crossover?
Was it Saint Elsewhere, that hospital one that went on forever?
Yeah,
there were a lot of
Okay, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about this Tommy Westfall theory, where basically only the last 10 minutes of St. Elsewhere is real, because
it's all a fever dream.
Yeah, it's all a fever dream. It's all in a snow globe, and so everything that is connected to St. Elsewhere, and everything, which of course mushrooms into everything they're connected to, is
which that's what I'm asking. I don't know what they're connected to. I keep asking, like, what are they connected to? Crossovers?
Okay, so all right. For example, the Alfre Woodard character from St. Elsewhere is a guest star on Homicide: Life on the Street. So if she's in a snow globe, then so is Homicide: Life on the Street. You have Richard Belzer. So that takes out all of the Law and Order shows. This cop show that was on WB called The Beat, because Munch is in that as well.
Well, and don't forget that the crossover with
X-Files.
The other cop show on the other network, because Munch started in Baltimore, and then he's the same character on the other Special Victims Unit.
Yeah, Law and Order. Yeah.
It's like they're all in the same fucking universe. So, okay,
Yes.
I didn't know they were connected with St. Elsewhere. All right, that's kind of cool. I didn't know about that. But if that's true, then they're all figments of Howie Mandel's mind.
Not Howie Mandel, the boy.
I thought it was Howie.
Westfall's. I thought so too, but it's Westfall's son.
Okay.
Who has the snow globe with the hospital inside it.
And then, of course, they connect news radio to that in one episode by showing Dave Foley coming home to the assistant station manager, and he's working a construction job. And he asks how Jimmy's doing, and you see Jimmy is like mentally handicapped, sitting on the floor, playing with a snow globe of the news station.
Yeah.
That none of it was
He's
real.
got it in a private chat. Yeah. It's insane how deep it goes.
Yeah, but I like this one. Slasher Fred says
Rosebud.
Yeah. So, okay, let me go open this up. Tony Westfall. This is interesting.
Yeah, because it's just about every damn show in the history of television that connects together. It isn't. This is crazy. I'm telling. It's insane. It'll mess with your head. Yeah.
So the current master list of all 419 Tommy Westfall multiverse shows. As we talk about shows here, we'll update the list and include tag links. Holy crap! So you got 24, 90210, 704 Hauser, Adam 12, Adam's Family, Adventures of Superman, After MASH, Alf, Alias, all in the Family, All My Children, Ally, and then Ally McBeal, Alphas, American Horror Story, Murder House, The Americans, Amos Burke, Secret Agent, Andy Barker, PI. That was a terrible show. Andy Griffith's Show, Angel. Jesus Christ, they're connecting to all of this shit. Buffy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's insane. I told you. It's crazy.
Oh, this is nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Moonlighting? Fuck off. Mork and Mindy too? Jesus Christ. If you connect to Mork and Mindy, you've got to have Happy Days too. Did they have Happy Days?
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Happy Days.
Happy Days is right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Looks like I need to get really drunk to go read that fucking page.
You do. Oh man.
Milestone Comics. So I've wanted to find a fan edit of this movie, and I've yet to find one that looks like it was done correctly.
So what gets left in or left out of the fan edit?
Well, the fan edits I found I don't like so far. One of them where they actually take the ending of the previous film and slap it onto the beginning before the credits, the title song. And for those who don't know, Gemma Atherton, who plays Agent Fields, her actual full name is Strawberry Fields. And I'm so glad they didn't say that in the movie. Because I like my James Bond films without the fucking wordplay names. I really get tired of that shit. Oh, about Cop Out? Yeah, that Cop Out's connected. That'd be funny. Terrible movie, though I did laugh at it. Pretty rough. There was an anti-migration protest that got completely out of hand, but the number of police did provoke it. Kind of, yeah. I couldn't imagine that because you get all the good cops in the UK saw what was happening and retired. They left because they saw the DEI shit coming and they wanted out. And I've heard that from many British cops. They said, we saw what they were doing and we didn't want any part of it. And so you got all these fucking cops that are just garbage over there in the UK right now. I am caught up on it. We're going to plan on doing that one on Monday. Not sure which Monday. I think after the final episode. Anima asked Martin to get caught up on the show because it's a really good fucking series. And of course, he's talking about, for you guys that know, he's talking about the Terminalist Dark Wolf. We have one more episode left and the series ends. Well, season ends. Oh, you're talking about the Netherlands. Fucking shit, man.
Yes, that is not in the UK.
Didn't like Cop Out by Kevin Smith. Look, man, I got to tell you, like, Mac is a huge Kevin Smith fan. And it bothered him that I would say Kevin's not a very good writer. He thinks he is. He's not. And Mac thinks he's a good writer. And I'm like, you are a good writer. He is not. I have a problem with a lot of Kevin Smith's writing.
Well, Kevin Smith rants. That's his problem. It's the I want to be Tarantino like style.
Yeah. Really, Hale? No. Europe is in so much trouble over there with some of your countries. So much is going on there with immigration, and people are protesting, taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Anyway, I don't know, man. Just praying for you guys. I like this actor who plays Mr. White in this.
Yeah.
Head is here. What's up, buddy? I like the first film, Clerks. I liked his Jay and Silent Bob. I also like Clerks too. And then I like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Was that it? The third movie? Was that it? I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then I just sort of felt like he just sort of lost himself.
Well, he tried to get serious with Jersey Girl, and that didn't succeed for him, so he went back to what made him popular.
He did Chasing Amy and Jersey Girl. And I liked both of those films. I thought they were good movies. And he decided to go back to, that kind of pod humor and shit. And it's like, I got bored with it. Dogma is one of those films that I kind of like and kind of thought was stupid, but I still enjoyed it. It just was weird enough for me to enjoy it. Which, look, I got to tell you again, he had no control over that show. He was a mouthpiece for Netflix. The guy in charge of that was the executive at Netflix in charge of the production. Kevin Smith had nothing to do with that show. That was all him.
Yeah, though he did put his foot in his mouth enough times with selling that show.
Yep. Well, it hit that point because he did that AMC series with what is that guy's name?
What, his Jason Mewes?
No, hold on. It was after Comic Book Men. He did a series for AMC.
What, Secret Stash? The one with his comic book shop?
No.
Okay.
It was after the Comic Book Men series. He did another show on AMC with the dude that was in Heroes, the fat guy, J.J. Abrams' childhood best friend. And
what the hell was that guy's name? Grunberg, Ray Grunberg.
Yeah, Greg Grunberg. I remembered his first name. I couldn't remember his last name. And he, by doing that show with him, he got to hobnob with J.J. Abrams and got in with him and got to go to all those things and saw Star Wars and started crying. And right there at that point, I was fucking done with Kevin Smith. He did that show and he changed. It's like he sold out or bought in, however you want to phrase it. This is a really cool stunt scene. I really do like this fight scene. By the way, he got a severe shoulder injury doing this movie to where they had to put screws in his shoulder. He got a injured, broken bone in his, was it his ankle? Enema, I can't remember. He got a severe leg injury, lower leg injury. And then on top of that, he got the tip of his finger cut off.
Was that from the rope stunt he does?
It is. And the face, he got a laceration in the face. They had to do two surgeries. The first one to sew it closed, and then the second one was plastic surgery to make the scar less noticeable.
A lot of people got hurt doing this. And he knows what he's risking by doing so many of his own stunts. He likes doing that. And I like that about him, that he's so physical. Like, let me do this. I can do this.
Because I'm going to tell you something. He throws great fucking punches.
Oh, yeah.
I watched Daniel Craig when he fights, and Harrison Ford should have taken a lesson from him when they did that movie together. To learn how to throw a fucking punch, because Harrison Ford is garbage at throwing punches.
He is.
Craig throws a fucking haymaker punch.
Yeah, well, that aside, I like that the makers of these movies, they want to do as much as possible really on camera, no CG. Like in the previous movie, The Sinking House, those special effects guys are amazing with the effects.
Now in this one, that whole fight scene, because of the writer strikes, they were pressed for time on a lot of stuff, and they ended up building that art gallery building inside of the Eon studio, the Bond studio. And so that whole thing was done. There was a mixture of green screen in that scene, and you can actually spot it. But I didn't mind. I really didn't mind, because like when they go through the window on that museum, absolute green screen. That was him and the stunt actor doing the fall onto cushions, and then they digitally added in the glass and the museum. And I can still see it, but that's them. They're not CG models. That's them doing the stunt. And I fucking love them. I love the cast in this. That guy there on the left, he's the son of a great fucking actor. And Rory Kinnear. And his dad was Roy Kinnear, who died making The Four Musketeers. He got injured. They took him to the hospital. They did a surgery, and he fucking dies in the hospital. It's crazy.
That's terrible.
And he looks a lot like his dad. And so he's M's number 2.
The one that betrays him? Her? Sorry.
Well, originally, he was going to be that character. But last minute decision to make it somebody else is what they ended up doing. I'm glad, because I really like Rory. I like him as an actor. He also played the Frankenstein monster in the Pennywise series. Or not Pennywise, Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful.
Series. Yeah. Season 1 was amazing, guys. Oh, deleted's back.
That's sadly how it is with a lot of cable series, I've noticed. If they're like good, it's only season 1 that's really amazing. And it's like they don't know what to do after.
Well, it's so funny. You have so many people connected to Bond in that fucking season 1. You've got Green, who played Vesper. You've got Rory playing the Frankenstein monster. And then you got Timothy Dalton playing the father of the I think the girl that got turned into a vampire or killed by the vampire, wanting his revenge to kill Dracula. This was actually one of my favorite fight scenes.
Yeah, this is good.
When he fucking stabs him in the not the carotid, the femoral artery, and he holds him as he slowly bleeds to death, is just one of the most intense moments in a Bond movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's holding him down as he's dying.
Yeah. And I've seen this actor in other things, and all he gets in this movie is this fight. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Neil Jackson. Yeah. There's actually a pretty good episode of A Person of Interest with him, where he is the guy that Harold hired before Reese. It's this like flashback episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about. That was him.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. I like the way Bond just goes in here doing his fucking thing. He now assumes the position of being that guy that was in that apartment, turns over his key and asks for anything that was left for him, and just starts doing the intel gathering. That's what this movie really is him going out, pissing off M, but at the same time, she's sicking him on the world, but she has to act like she doesn't want him out there. But in reality, she has sent him on these missions secretly without saying so. She's covering her ass. So this chick has an envelope for him. And the envelope, of course, has the target who he was there to kill. And of course, she pulls up in the Volkswagen. I think it's a Volkswagen or it's one of the green cars. And there she is. She's one of those eco green cars, and get in. She does it twice. She does it here, and then she does it again later, and says, "Get in." And he says, "What are you going to try to shoot me again?"
Yeah.
And I like her. She is an interesting actor. I think she's very pretty, but at the same time, there is almost like a sadness to her face. Oh, I love this too. And when he takes him off that bike, he walks up to him and they interact, and then he just fucking smacks the handle and sends him flipping in the air, and then he takes the bike from him. That was fucking great.
No time to waste.
Yeah, no time to waste. Fucking move. Although there is this great moment that I pointed out and showed it to Anima, that when he's there gathering intel at the dock right before he takes off to rescue her, you see a black guy in the background sweeping the dock, and his broom's not touching the ground. He's just sweeping the air.
Yeah.
And it's fucking weird because, like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like, why is he sweeping the air and not the ground?
Yeah, like that extra in Gladiator who's playing with his hair after Phoenix goes down. You know, it's like, dude, the Emperor's dead and you're playing with your hair? Stop it. Come on.
Right. There's Rory. That's Roy Kinnear's son there. Yeah. I liked him in this part. He's an interesting character. Yeah. And yes, Snort, Roy was just great. I love that guy. He's always funny. Ironically, years later, after Spectre, Daniel Craig commented to the press that I'd rather slash his... Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, we've been through that. He didn't like the character anymore.
He liked the paychecks.
Yep.
I'm like...
Well, that's all most of these guys are about anyway. It's the money.
Skyfall was the last good... semi-good. I won't even call it good. Semi-good. By the way, I love this actor right here. I've watched. We did a movie called the. Oh crap! It's about a guy who has that trapped-in disease. He gets injured.
Yeah. Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Yeah,
that one.
Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Yeah.
Oh my god, that movie! I never read the book. I fucking watched the movie. And it is just a fantastic film. And if they ever made a biopic about what's his name that did Chinatown and all that Polish French director
Polanski.
Yeah. To talk about the crimes he committed. That's the actor who needs to play him, because he reminds me of Polanski in a
He looks
weird,
a lot like him.
way. Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, the diving bell and the butterfly blew my mind how good that fucking movie was. And I'm like, the premise, I'm like, I don't know. Then I watched it and I was like, I was moved by that film. He plays Louis in Munich, which is another Daniel Craig film.
Mm-hmm. And he has that bit in Sound of Metal where he shows up at the end of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So she's supposed to be dead, and he says, it broke my heart that you might not be here, but here you are. I'm trying to help you, she's yelling at him, and he's not buying it or bullshit. Well, I'll tell you what, man. He has probably one of my favorite fight scenes with that fucking fire axe going after Daniel Craig, and then fucking misses a swing, and it splits his own foot in half. I was like, every guy I knew went,
Another guy, same thing.
Like,
that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, you feel that when you watch it.
But I think he's what's the word I'm looking for? Slimy is the kind of villain he is. He's not supposed to be dangerous. The guys he works with are dangerous. He is slimy and rich, and that's what makes him dangerous. I consider him a better villain than one of my favorite actors was in the other Bond film we did with Pierce, Die Another Day.
Carver?
No, not Die Another Day. Jonathan Pryce.
Jonathan Pryce, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a better villain than Jonathan Pryce. It's like he seems to know who his character is.
Well, he's definitely not going over the top with it. He's going I'm focused on this, and my character wants this, and they're going to...
And he's going to do whatever he has to do to get it, and he lets other people do his dirty work for him.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Gambit, you're misunderstanding the character. He's not the hands-on guy. He's the guy that tells other people to do fucking stuff for him. He's evil. He's Dr. Evil. Anyway, I like him as a villain.
He's a bastard proxy. Yeah, just stab him for me, please. Thank you.
Yep. And then finally, because this big Bolivian or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be, dude here, that guy, he's a scary villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Bolivia.
The scumbag.
Because he is absolutely a grapeist. And that's one of the things that makes him so fucking scary, because he doesn't believe in consensual sex. That's not fun to him.
No sport, right?
Yeah. And I really do. I like so many of the stunts in this where he's trying to get to that boat. And this is just a fucking cool scene. And by the way, the game was fun. I played the game. I bought the game and played it. And that was a damn fun game to play. One of the hardest things to fucking survive. It took me multiple times as this fucking boat chase. God, that was tough. First of all, video games where driving isn't their main thing usually are crap. Rockstar has terrible driving.
Ask John about
on their
that.
cars. And same thing with the Bond ones. The driving's just slightly better in the Bond games. The driving, another one I hate is the driving in Call of Duty. I fucking hate driving. It's like, this is the last thing I fucking want to do. If I want to drive, I'll get a driving game.
I got
But
hopes
again,
for the IO Bond game they're doing.
oh my God, dude, I'm all in already. I watched that first 35 minutes. That's incredible. This is Bond before he becomes our Bond. And just like in the book, they kept the scar. He's got the scar on his face. Starts here, goes around into the curve of the cheek, just like in the books. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yep.
And it's the guys that developed Hitman that made the game. And that's why it doesn't suck. And I'm going to bet it's not going to suck.
Well, if you've ever played Hitman a lot, especially the new ones they did, which is called like the Hitman trilogy, it is very James Bond, especially the first mission, because you infiltrate a party to assassinate people. That's the
Right.
first mission in the new Hitman.
So the answer to that question is it is both Daniel Craig and this French actor Matthew Amalric. Amalric? I think that's his last name. Anyway, the villain in this is also, he plays Louis in Munich, which is a good film, by the way. By the way, the actress Gemma Arterton that plays Strawberry Fields in this was born with deformed ears and had a sixth finger on both hands and had to have both surgically fixed. And so I've always said, how can somebody so beautiful have been born a mutant? Because she is gorgeous, man. I really think she's beautiful.
The six-fingered woman. I would kill the six-fingered.
She could be a villain. She could be a villain. Because remember, most of your villains had a mutation. Some weird fucking thing going on with them. Fucked up eye, webbed fingers, shit like that. A deformed foot.
They're not so different. When Mr. Bond's like, no, I have all my fingers and toes, thank you.
You forgot to mention the fucked up toupee, Gary.
Well, that was something added that I thought was fucking brilliant.
That was the actor's idea, yeah.
The actor playing one of the henchmen. And he's got the fucked up Mo Howard looking haircut. That was his idea. That character, the henchman, should have a fucked up looking weird haircut. And I'm like, that's fun. Oh, I love this, where he just hands her off to this guy.
She got seasick.
She got seasick and just walks away.
The way the actor told the story about the hair, I think it was meant to be a joke on his part, but they ended up liking it so much that they did it. I think he was just fucking around. Because
jokes
they felt
sometimes
something was missing.
Jokes sometimes end up being good ideas. Remember, my band didn't have a name. And I made a joke during practice. We're doing so many Cure songs. Why don't we just call ourselves The Symptoms? As a joke. And they're looking at me like on the nose, doing that shit to me, pointing at me. And I went, no, it's a joke. Don't do it. And they did. And that was our band's name for like 3 years. And on Bond, what happened to Slate? She gets so frustrated with him, but she doesn't understand. He's a field operative out there on the move, trying to follow a trail. And she's constantly always expecting things to be right when she talks to him. It's like, I don't have that information right now. I'm still moving. And of course, we find out that there are operatives within MI6, because that's what that whole opening scene was to tell us, is that there are operatives even in their agency who are bad guys working for this organization. And I wish they just left the name unknown.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Man, when I look at him, he looks just like his dad to me, like a younger version of his dad.
There's a lot of things they could have followed up on. There could have still been people who infiltrated MI6 till the last film. But nah, we don't need Quantum. We got Spectre now, so
Well, the thing is, if you're going to put an H in there, I'm going to pronounce it. That's the problem.
Matthew.
Mathieu. Oh, we have a breach.
Uh-oh. I don't know what to make of that. Does anybody know what to make of that?
Name is Bond. Backdoor Bond.
I think I'll give. This is your backdoor Bond.
Good choice.
Table.
And by the way, I really liked him as Felix Leiter. Jeffrey Wright is one of my favorite actors, and I just fucking love the guy. And he really played this part well. And by the way, do you guys recognize who that motherfucker is with the Magnum PI mustache?
Yep. David Harbour.
David Harbour. And I do believe this is around the same time that he did the first Denzel Washington Equalizer.
Yeah.
And in both films, he plays guys that are supposed to be good guys that are actually bad guys.
Yeah. Did you ever see a movie called A Walk Among the Tombstones?
Yes.
With that, yeah, he's fairly creepy in that.
That's a good movie. I like that movie.
Yeah.
And it is the second movie about that character.
Yeah.
The first one was A Million Ways to Die.
8 Million Ways to Die or something
8 Million
like that.
Ways to Die with Jeff Bridges.
Jeff
It's
Bridges.
the same character. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that movie. It got bad reviews, but I actually thought it was a good film.
Yeah.
This, though, I think is a better film. I think A Walk Among the Tombstones is a really fucking solid movie. I freely admit that I'm a Liam Neeson fan when he plays good, strong characters. And he's a haunted character.
Though still, I think one of my favorites with him is Leap of Faith with Plane Trains Automobile guy.
Liam?
Yeah, Leap of Faith. He's in that movie. He plays the sheriff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's one of his earlier roles. Yeah, Steve Martin.
It's the
where he plays
televangelist or something.
Yeah, the evangelist, the traveling evangelist.
Yeah.
I don't remember him in that movie at all. I swear to God.
Yeah,
he is.
He's in it.
Really?
I had forgotten about that movie. Yeah.
I got to go back. I never forget it, but it's been a while since I've seen it, and I love the film. Was that in the 90s or the 80s? 90s, wasn't it?
I think it was early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah.
96. He's the narrator. That's what it says here. Or is it, maybe it's a different film? No, he did two films. One called Leap of Faith and the other one A Leap of Faith.
Wow, that's kind of confusing.
Exactly. So yeah, Steve Martin, Leap of Faith. I like that movie. Deborah Winger's in it. Yeah, Lolita Davidovich. Fucking love her. Lucas Haas when he was still young. Liam. Oh, fucking MC Gainey is in that too, and a younger Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman is great.
I love it when he makes his presence known and talks into the microphone, and all of a sudden you see everybody pull the earbuds out and getting up and trying to leave, and he just starts taking their photos as they're walking away. They fucked up when they got up. They shouldn't have done that, because that's why he did it, so he could get their pictures.
What do you like what he says is like, yes, having your meetings in a less public area next time.
Annabelle, do you want to talk about this stage and location?
Oh, yeah. Seebühne Bregenz.
positive.
I've been there. It was a while ago. That place is impressive. They built, I think it's an artificial island or built on a little island in the lake. It's a gigantic lake that they have there in Bregenz. So they built this stage in the lake on the water, and the area for the people, the audience, it's like an amphitheater. And it's just, it's huge. I think it's the biggest open air stage in Europe because it seats like 7,000 people.
And tell them what the big problem is with the place.
Well, it's a lake, so what could be the problem in summer near water? Mosquitoes. They fucking eat you there.
Oops.
But it's such a cool stage, and what you can do there, what you can pull off is just wow. It only sucks kind of to be the orchestra because they are in a very small room. But yeah, it's a great stage.
And hi, Penny. Let's see. Leap of Faith had the song "Are You Ready for a Miracle" by Patti LaBelle, which was also used in Bruce Almighty and its sequel, Evan Almighty. Let's see. Olga
Kurilenko.
I said it. Michelle Yeoh in Tomorrow Never Dies, inspiring because she did the fight scenes by herself. I like that too. The producers had intended to cast South American actress in the role. And she's gorgeous in this, man. Thus, Kurilenko trained with a dialect coach to perform with a Spanish accent.
She was also quite self-conscious when it came to action scenes, and Daniel Craig had to basically talk her into this. Like, you can do this, because her first reaction would always be, I cannot do this. I can't pull this off. And he was like, yes, you can. And he was there and helped her through it, and she did it.
Well, also, she doesn't have to do nearly as much as the guys do, so...
Yeah, but she does have impressive stuff, and I'm assuming she's never done it before. That's because she was so hesitant.
Then Gambit was talking to you, Anima.
Yeah, I've been there many times. My brother actually married a woman from there. Vorarlberg. That's the very west of Austria. They talk a very weird dialect there. Almost like Schweizerdeutsch, like the German they speak in Switzerland. Difficult to understand, but well, for people in the East. And
I wanted to point out something here. I paused on this guy for a reason.
Yeah.
There is a character that looks just like him, and I forget his name. He's the kid who goes into the Upside Down in Stranger Things.
Will.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
It's season 1. I'm trying to find a picture of with that fucking haircut. Season 1. Will is his name, right?
Yeah.
And that's not season 1.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm looking at photos and they're showing later seasons. I wrote season 1. So let me put the number 1.
We have Mephisto in the chat.
Because that haircut he gets right here. Holy crap. There we go. This one's good. Good shot. Open image in new tab. And then I will share it. Because look at his haircut there. And he just looks like an adult version of Will from Stranger Things.
Or just Will from Stranger Things. Because it's been 10 years and all the kids are adults now.
Yeah.
So here you go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Gambit Martin is busy. Sometimes life happens.
So there you go. That's that character. He becomes the henchman. He grows up. Will grows up to become the henchman for Mathieu.
He looks like Simple Jack in that photo.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit.
But brain work good. I think your brain works just fine.
Brain work good. Stuttered. Yeah, Mephisto points out the bowl haircut. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And that was the actor's idea. He came up with that look, and they gave it to him in the movie.
By the way, everything that's happening on that stage, you can't see that opera house because it's outside. They had 12 hours to film it. That was all they got. 12 hours.
Yeah, I've been in that type of scenario before. It's not fun when it's literally like, how much we gotta fill? Like 4 or 5 pages in a day? Shit.
Yeah, what's cool though is that of course they used a lot of people as extras who actually work in that arena. Like the guy who's running it. Yeah, we watched an interview with him and he's like, yeah, you know, when you have a chance to get your face in a James Bond movie, it's fucking exciting, no matter how exhausting the shooting is.
And the funny part is that basically they're all playing themselves.
Yeah.
In the movie, because
it doesn't
they're
get
doing a play they're actually doing.
Gambit, that is because the opera that they are doing is Tosca, and that's a dark one.
A lot of murder. Dark. It's very murdery.
Well, yeah, and in the end she jumps off of that castle, so yeah.
So there he goes. He starts taking their photos, and then here we go. This is the murder on stage. It's not a real murder. It's acting. And then he jumps into it, and then real action starts in the middle of a staged, conflict. It's fucking great. I love the way they shot this.
Yeah, people forget that a lot of like opera and theater back in the day is super bombastic when you really like analyze the stories or break them down. Especially anything with like frickin' Siegfried.
That was my childhood hero, you know that? I was 5 when I saw that for the first time.
This is one of my favorite moments with the villain. When he's in the car and Bond drops that agent onto the car, and it upsets him. He goes, "Why is he looking at me?" Covering his face.
Uh-oh.
I guess it's that makes time. The driver get out and shoot him. And then they blame Bond for shooting the guy. And he goes, "I didn't put a bullet in that man."
I didn't kill him. The bullet's in the fall.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
That's the Tom Cruise answer. I didn't kill him. Bullets in the fall did.
Yep.
I love Collateral.
We have that in another movie too, where the guy says, I didn't kill him, gravity did. Because the guy gets shot and then falls from a building or something like that. It's always funny.
And he's like, "I didn't shoot him." She's saying that to him there.
I need you to come in. No, you're not the boss of me now.
Because this is like 2 of their guys in like a half hour of the movie they have found out are traitors.
Yep.
But how many more are there?
Scary situation.
Yeah.
I do like this where he says, "Could you do me a favor and tell them I went," and where does he want it? He says for her to say where he went to. Anima?
Oh, God.
In the opposite direction of where he's actually going.
I think Egypt. Something like that.
And he's going to talk to Mathis, who still kind of has a grudge against him for what he did.
His woman doesn't, though. And that pisses him off even more. She's offering him wine, and he's like, "Are you serious? The fuck, woman."
Yeah, Puccini.
Yeah, I know.
I remember when you arrested me.
Don't serve him fine wine. You don't own any fine wine.
Yeah, you only buy cheap wine. She burns him.
Oh man, if it had been Gal Gadot, oh, I would have made it worse. James Bond.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Like, why don't women work for Gal Gadot? Because her accent thing comes off as her as being foreign, which works for Wonder Woman because she's not, she's not from the world of men.
Yeah, because her Israeli accent really, the way she talks, it could easily be a Mediterranean accent.
She has like a very, I don't know how to describe it. She's very like a kind of almost out there voice, like she's not quite paying attention to what you're doing, but is trying to pretend that she is. I'm not sure how to describe it other than that.
And by the way, it's almost always about real estate. A lot of your villains, it's usually about real estate, not so much about money. It's controlling real estate. In this one, they have a misdirect in thinking that this is about pipelines for oil, which is why when they kill Agent Fields, she's a nod to Goldfinger. She's completely covered in crude oil.
Well, they drown her in oil because it's also in her lungs. Which is an ugly death.
It was what, water, right? It's in the end, wasn't it? If I remember right.
All about controlling water. Yeah.
Yeah, because surprise, a lot of people need that to live. So.
And somebody at the time said the villain is basically Nestle's.
Kinda, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're the villain in California where I'm at.
Yep.
I love it. Oh, we're having droughts. You better save water. Nestle, go ahead. Keep using.
Oh, and here's that fruity drink that Felix Leiter doesn't
Yeah.
like.
Well, he likes the drink, but leave the fruity shit out. No lemon peel for Felix.
Oh, well, he would just say, yeah, oh, wow, a Brit that's not masculine. Color me surprised.
Yeah, I don't blame Gal, but Ziegler and Disney itself are to blame.
Man, Gal Gadot, her career's basically over after that. I mean, was there any movement on Cleopatra? Because last I heard, that was basically just delayed, which means it might as well be canceled.
I love the little dig he just made at Mathis. Gone for just a little time and already forgotten. Yeah, she wants to stay at this shitty hotel, and Bond's like, "No, we're going to another hotel." Hi, Action Popcast. How you doing?
Well, there's supposed to be school teachers, right? I'm like, who's going to believe this?
School teachers on a sabbatical.
Mm-hmm.
I love that banter.
Giancarlo Fassbender cast him in Lily Marlene in '81 with Hannah.
I could never pronounce her name.
Javier Schwarzenberger, the favorite photographer of Fassbender, said in an interview. I do like this scene a lot. because she goes into the room and he won't let her not smile at him. And once he gets a smile out of her, he knows he's in, like Flint.
Yeah.
Well, this is I actually like the first 3 Bond films with Craig. I wasn't happy about his casting, but I thought he carried it off well and took the role serious enough. I loved Casino Royale. I liked this film. And despite having issues with logic with Skyfall, I still enjoy the film. So that's the next one. We'll be covering that one next Saturday.
He got power mad. That's kind of his problem. It's like, oh, I can make more and more demands.
If you want me back, then I can make requests. Oh, I can? You will give me what I want? Then I'm going to ruin Bond. And so he ended up on my shit list because of that crap.
Well, why do actors like to do the whole I'm a broken person and I'm going to break down crying? Because Daniel Craig with Bond and Patrick Stewart with Jean-Luc Picard, both like as soon as they have a heavy say on the character, it's like, I'm a broken person. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Main character syndrome. It's all about attention.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, what ended up happening with Bond, where he basically breaks down and starts crying at the end of like No Time to Die, and what happened with Jean-Luc Picard is the same thing, where suddenly the guy gets broken.
It's deconstruction of the character, and I dislike it. But he does actually cry another time, which I thought was good. I was hoping you weren't saying that scene, because when M dies in his arms,
no,
but he cries.
That makes sense because that's his like almost maternal figure dying.
Mom. Yeah.
I'm talking about the last Bond movie they did.
Yeah, with Craig. A piece of shit from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, oh, we got some great action scenes. They're the only thing worth watching.
Yeah, we're gonna have this really badass female spy. Is she gonna do anything else in the movie besides kick ass? No. She wasted Ana de Armas.
There is a fan edit of that movie that is pretty good because they took out all the stupid shit. And Felix can't die because he loses an arm and his leg and becomes a detective, and his daughter grows up to be a CIA operative that works with Bond later in the books.
Yeah, but they had to do their own pocket universe thing.
That's not they.
Whatever ungodly fucking reason.
Craig got what he wanted. That was all Craig.
I just find it funny when actors go like, "Oh yeah, just kill me off," because you just know in like 5 to 10 years when they're on the down low, they're gonna go, "Hey, could you bring me back?"
Yeah, and it's so funny that he, like you said, at the end of that movie, Craig only agreed to come back if they killed him, so that they let him die, and at the end of the movie, it says Bond will return, and I'm like, this is so fucking stupid.
In a body bag.
This is what happens when you want a Bond that's modern with feelings. Yep. That's why I kind of liked what Christopher Nolan suggested, that if he got the gig, he would take it back to the late 50s, early 60s, Cold War era shit. And I loved that idea. But no, they wanted to go. So they got a good writer, but I don't trust Denis Villeneuve. I don't trust him at all. I look at what he did to Paul Atreides and
Chani.
I just got her name, Chani. I'm like, that guy fucked that whole thing up. That was so essential for the story to move forward, and you completely changed it. Fuck off.
Yeah, the whole point with Paul Atreides is everyone falls for him, including Chani, including the really powerful and really wise, because he's that freaking charismatic.
Yep. Nolan is the first one, of course. Quentin Tarantino is the one to first suggest that. And I wish they'd done it. I really do. I wish they'd gone back to when they did Casino Royale, make it actually take place not today. And because it's so goofy, some of the shit that M says to him in that movie. I mean, she's saying, I missed the Cold War, but then she's shitting on him for being a relic. And it's like the guy just got his 00.
Or did he?
It's just dumb. I like writers who understand how to be consistent with their characters' dialogue.
Well, sadly, that ain't a priority now.
This is a tough scene. They make him open the trunk, and there's Mathis, still alive, but pretty badly hurt. And this is a setup. He knows it. And they end up in a little bit of a fight here where he kills both of these fucking agents of evil. But in the process, Mathis gets hit again, and he bleeds out and dies in Bond's arms. And then Bond throws him in the trash.
Yeah.
Throws him in the trash can. And she goes, "Is this how you treat your friends?" And he says he wouldn't have cared.
I think he'd prefer that he throw in some wine with him.
It's rough.
But you can tell that Bond is hurt by his death. Because he misjudged him, and he was a friend. And he tells him in his dying breath, forgive yourself. Forgive her and forgive yourself.
Yeah, I do have one idea for spy-related stuff. I'll talk to you about it after show.
He is not holding him like that for shits and giggles.
No. I mean, he kills how many people and just walks away most of the time?
Great scene.
It's basically telling what he needs to hear. That's like, just forgive yourself for what happened with Vespa. Otherwise, more shit like this is gonna happen. Don't let me die in vain.
Now, this is something that I've complained about. That if they wanted a strong woman in there, they should have gotten Helen Mirren to come into the new reboot instead of Judi Dench. She would have been perfect as a new M.
It made no sense to have
confusion. It's confusing to people.
It's a different M and the same actor.
Two different people.
No sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. They're two different characters. No, they're not.
They just liked working with her, so they kept her around.
She's great. But yeah, when they decided to reboot, they absolutely should have recast her character with Helen Mirren. I'm telling you, Helen Mirren would have been perfect for this part.
Yep, but it's the same thing with all the James Gunn stuff.
Ooh,
it's that
Maggie Smith. Why not?
I would have liked Maggie too.
Oh,
she's great.
Yeah.
Well, she was great. She's dead now.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's great in the stuff that she did.
Even dead, she's still a better actress than most.
Yeah.
What's that, M? Falls over right away. Walks out the room.
Who are you talking about, Gandhi?
Mark Foster.
Yeah, and he shows up in the weirdest places because he goes from like Monster Ball to World War Z, Finding Neverland. He's he's kind of like Peter Yates. He never does the same movie twice.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't really give two shits what Mark Foster thinks of things. I didn't like the movie Finding Neverland at all. I didn't like The Kite Runner. I kind of liked World War Z. Didn't like Monsters Ball. I'm like, when I watched that movie, Monsters Ball, I yelled at the television screen, Billy Bob Thornton, get your dick out of Halle Berry, you nasty prick. Because I don't like
That's
Billy Bob
just
that much.
that's
Putting
just
his
like a
penis in her.
depressing movie. It's like,
Oh, Monsters Ball, yeah. Yeah, I don't like that fucking movie.
But I was more to the point of he's not somebody I would have expected to see directing a Bond film. Or that I would like it when he did.
what's their decision process with some of these directors? Because I mean, Martin Campbell, yeah, good, makes sense, is done well, but
why he didn't come back still bugs me. I don't get it.
they probably want to go a particular way after he succeeded, and he's like, nah, I can't do it my way. I got other things I can do. At least they understood that, hey, Bond films should be special, so it should only come out every few years. What Amazon's going to do is just going to dilute the entire thing. Bond's no longer going to be special when there's a Bond TV show, a Bond game show, and then like a movie every other year.
Yeah, I didn't like that ending either. I didn't like the movie Spectre, to be honest, at all. First of all, I'm not a big fan of Dave Bautista.
No,
I didn't like him being in it.
they should have renamed it to Respect Her.
And there we see the classic C-47, also known as the DC-3. Hell of a plane. It can lose, I think he said, 70% of its wings on both sides. Lose 70% and it'll still fly.
I freaking hate those things. Not like the necessarily the actual plane itself, but just like airfield they work on. They take up so much bloody space.
I know you're talking about Mark Forrester. And I don't think he's a very good director. So what I was saying is I don't care if he liked Casino Royale or didn't like any of the other Bond films, because his opinion means nothing to me.
Well, question, if you know this, how much control do the directors actually have over these films? Like, do they have any real say on the scripts, or is it always in production?
They get to once they're in the position of directing, they have a lot of sway. But sometimes, like Zack Snyder, when he came in to work on Man of Steel, he was given the project and told, make this movie the way it's written, and that was it. So that was the deal. But they said, you make the film the way we say to make it, and we will give you your Justice League. And
That never happens. As soon as they know you're gonna do exactly what they tell you to, they're never gonna let that go.
Well,
unless you got it in
Kevin,
writing.
I'm gonna save you the trouble because we're never gonna cover Spectre. I didn't like that movie.
I am the architect of all your misery. It was me all along.
Oh, that is so fucking stupid.
Yes, when you tripped when you were 6 and your ice cream cone fell off, it was me, Bond.
I love this action scene, by the way. This is a great fucking action scene between this and that fucking trainer, the little aerial battle, and then the helicopter too. He comes up over there thinking, "Oh, I'm taking care of that fucking plane." Shit, a helicopter! It's like, oh man. And then the stunt of dropping out of that seat and getting out of the side of the plane. Oh, damn, this movie. Great action scenes.
Yeah, diving out of an airplane is really dangerous.
Yeah, it was fucking dumb, dude. Just dumb. And I love that guy. He's a good actor.
Raimi?
No, the Austrian actor. Blofeld.
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, Waltz. Yeah.
I love that guy. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He shits on the Germans.
Pressure.
He shits
Of
on the
course.
Germans. And I love that he shits on Germans.
He's
It's
Austrian,
a
what do you
proven
expect?
fact that Germans have no sense of humor.
Well, that guy
love-
that you want to get on Don's show, he's German, and he said that too. It's scientifically proven that Germans don't have a sense of humor.
He wrote me and he said, it's scientifically proven Germans have no sense of humor. And he's German. The guy she's talking about is Sneezing Monkey. He does some really great debunking videos on paranormal shit, mostly focusing on videos that he's calling bullshit on.
And he is funny.
And he's funny as hell. He's German. And he's funny as hell. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess you're the exception.
Yeah, I really like him in Battle Angel Alita.
Oh, Christoph? Yeah. I'll watch anything with him in it because I just fucking love the guy. And I didn't want to see the new Bond film with him, but I fucking like him so much. I'm like, okay, I have to watch this. And he was good in it. He's the best part of the fucking movie. This scene where they find all that water, what did that remind you of? All that water underground. Anybody?
Besides Dune?
Dune. It's exactly what it reminded me of.
For the fighters.
There are oceans of water underground in Dune, and I love that.
Well, yeah, that's how wells work. Yeah, the plates for how water is stored, it's really crazy. Because you have like the solid rock, and then, for lack of a better term, the ground is like a sponge.
I know another German actor that was brilliant but insane is Klaus Kinski.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I believe he might be the most evil actor who ever lived.
He's
definitely in the running.
When you read some of the shit he's done, he's fucking evil. No doubt of it. And I love the writer-director that he worked with, of course. But, man, Klaus Kinski is insane.
Yeah, if I ever do get a lot of money, maybe I should make a Kill Kinski.
Yeah, and of course we're talking about Werner Herzog. Werner Herzog hates the French.
I love his quote with that because it's like, not even if you put a gun to my head, and then he has example of someone putting a gun to his head.
Someone put a gun to his head and he spoke French. That's right.
Yeah. It's like only him. It's like, Mr. Herzog, how are you still alive? That I do not know. Perhaps The universe is too cruel, and it just keeps me alive.
Oh, he's so dark.
I mean, he's hilarious that when you really look at what he's saying, it's like, wow, this is like he has seen into the pits of hell, and Satan waves back at him, going, I'm waiting for you.
And even if it were pronounced with a V sound, I wouldn't do it.
No, it's Vites, not
And
Vites.
I'm still going to say it as an American.
I know.
I love the Peruvian headgear and everything in this scene. And you think that this is going to be the end of it because they're done. They found what they needed to find. He sends her on her way, and he's going to go do what he's going to do, and they end up back together again. And her character has one of the most painful arcs of any of the heroines, Bond girls. Just wow. She gets her revenge and then ends up crumpled on the floor like a 5-year-old child, trapped in a fire because of what happened to her as a child. And then he shows up and he has the pistol and she tells him to shoot straight, just like he told her earlier in the film. And he's going to put that shot into her, and then something reveals itself to him because he was about to shoot her because he didn't want her to suffer.
No, from what I remember of it, this ending got redone like a couple times. Like it originally wasn't going to be the ending with this place burning down, all this other stuff. They had to basically improvise it because of the strike.
Well, there's a lot of improvising going on with this film. And like I said, Daniel was involved with the on-set rewrites directly. He was doing rewriting for his own dialogue.
Yeah, so this entire end thing was not something they had scripted. They had to make it up because they had to figure something out for the ending.
Quiet Night In. Yeah, there you go, Action Pop.
It's called getting old.
We're all getting older. And now you're older still.
Yeah, this, of course, is that nod to Goldfinger. And, of course, the joke on set was oil fingered. She got oil fingered. And I was like, ugh.
Yikes. Yeah. Ugh.
And I like when he tells her, you make sure that it shows that she died with honor. Don't let this be the way she's remembered, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of improvisation in it and on-set changes as they were shooting, because the only script they had was the last version that was written before the strike, and it was not completed or changed, and they had to make changes. And in the end, I really like what they did. I think that this is a more straightforward, trimmed down Bond story. And I like that. I also like that he does so many of his stunts.
Good action in this, yeah.
And oddly, they'll say, yeah, he has a stunt double. But what the stunt double does is shows him how to do it safely. And then when they shoot, many of the times it's not the stunt double at all. It's him following what the stunt double taught him. And I like that. I like that it's not a super long Bond. I get kind of tired of long movies.
Yeah.
Well, if you can, try to make your movie as short as possible, because chances are
Yeah, I agree. And it's exactly like Goldfinger, because they did it on purpose. It was done on purpose as a nod to Goldfinger. And like I said, on the set, it was jokingly referred to as she got oil fingered, which just sounds gross.
Yep.
And Felix is not really in the movie very much, but he's there for important stuff, the moving forward of the story. And he does something here showing his friendship to Bond, telling him, you have 47 seconds. Because he asked him, how much time do we got? You got 47 seconds. Then gives him the information he needs, and then Bond is hauling ass to get out of there before they can capture him.
I do like this one. It's that, oh, you and your imperialism. I'm like, I'm going to take that as a compliment coming from you guys. What do you think we learned it from?
I don't think you're half as cynical as you pretend to be.
Yeah. Well, sadly, actual intelligence is basically half the time they're working with and they're giving whatever they want to some of the absolute worst people on the goddamn planet. And I mean, like, hey, we want, I want someone for the night. Oh, that can be arranged. I want a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. By the way, we all know that that's a reference to Strawberry Fields.
Yeah.
It's where it comes from. But I am so grateful that she's never called that in the film. Because I get sick of that fucking Ian Fleming thing with giving fucked up names to women.
It's just not funny. He thinks it's hilarious. It's not funny.
It's Dr. Goodhead. It's like, I hated that. I hate that wordplay like that shit. Is Bill here?
I haven't seen him.
I didn't see him either. Hi, Connie.
Fleming's entire life was him basically being an aristocratic horn dog. And he had the money to do so.
I see also there's another one I missed is Fluff Chick Productions.
Oh, yeah. Outlaw Bill is here. Over in Steven's chat.
Oh, how come he's not showing up here? Because he should show up here.
It does. Hold on.
I'm not seeing him.
There you go.
Outlaw Bill, dude, good to see you, man.
6 minutes ago.
Which, by the way, in relation to actual real life stuff related to this movie, if you look into it, a lot of the wealthiest people in the world are buying up water.
Yeah. By the way, I brought this up earlier. That fucking pissed me off, and it pissed a lot of Bond fans off. That they killed Felix Leiter in that final film too. It's like, no, god damn it, you fucking assholes! I swear to God, my disrespect for Barbara Broccoli and her stepbrother could not be bigger. I fucking don't like them now.
Well, isn't that how it goes with Hollywood? The parent builds something amazing and then it gets inherited by the child and they spend the next like 10, 15 years destroying it. I mean, we got lucky with Tolkien that it skipped a generation. It's like, yeah, this is what made us like our family absurdly rich and everything else, but I really just don't like this. We're just going to destroy it.
Yeah, I don't like Brian Herbert, Frank Herbert's son. I don't like his writing.
No, I don't think that he found a treasure trove of notes from his dad telling him, oh yeah, and here's the other like 30 Dune novels.
Yeah, he's
I don't think they're intentionally destroying it. They just think they can do a better job and then they completely fuck it up because they're just not as good as their parents were.
Yep.
Well, it just goes to show, if you make something amazing, don't leave your kids in charge of it. Give them the money, by all means. Make up trust funds for them. But don't put them in charge. I mean,
Billy Slater dies and martyr in the end, and then and I hate that name of it. The name of it just sounds gimmicky and pedestrian. Filmmakers should have switched to it to Shatterhand, in my frankest opinion. Are you talking about the last film?
I'm assuming that is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have made the film, in my opinion. I don't have a problem with the name. I don't have a problem with the name at all. I have a problem with the movie. Or get overwhelmed by trying to add something they don't quite understand, which is exactly what's going on with Brian and Frank Herbert. Frank Herbert was, well, it's like my dad joked with me when I was in my late 30s, early 40s. And my son was about 19, and I found out Benjamin had a IQ of 165. And my dad's like right around 160, and my IQ is 152. And my dad goes, well, you know, intelligence skips a generation in our family. And I'm like, oh my God, go fuck yourself, you dickhead. He's calling me the retard of the family.
Has there ever been a child that inherited their father's series and didn't fuck it up?
I'm trying to think of it. It's like, because I don't like what Tolkien's son did. I think he's a prick.
No, I think the only one I can kind of think of is Rihanna Pratchett, and that's because she decided there's going to be no more Discworld, period. You know, there can be adaptations of her dad's work, but no more Discworld, period.
Only Pratchett could write Discworld. Nobody can take that over, and they knew, thankfully. He had so many ideas. He could have done so many more books had he not died.
Oh, here we go. This is great. When they realize that Bond and the girl are there, the fucking villain grabs him and poses him with the gun pointed down there and just walks away and leaves him. He's just telling him, slow him down for me. You're going to die.
But that's a risk I'm willing to take.
And this place goes up like nothing. It's like 5 minutes. It's going.
Oh, yeah, it was built to be destroyed. Like, if I remember right, they literally came up with the idea of this, built it in, I think, like a week or two, and then destroyed it just as fast.
And the logistics of making this movie must have been a nightmare. They shot in locations so remote, and they had to get all these cars and the plane and everything there.
Oh yeah, they had enough money, which definitely helps.
So let me go back into this, because you guys are talking about something, and let me explain to you what ended up happening. Okay, so an Austrian national who lived in Dubai, his name was Josef Kleindienst, and he was a huge Ian Fleming Bond fan, and he was sick of the way they were treating Bond with Daniel Craig. And because they had had such a delay on making the next Bond film, that put them exposed to a hostile takeover. And that's what he was trying to do, was he was going to buy and take control of Bond and take it away from Eon Productions. They panicked, literally, yes. And they panicked. And in order to maintain not control, but their percentage, they sold control to Amazon MGM. They still get the exact same cut. They just gave up control. And they did that in a panic. And I said to Keith, when we talked about this a while back to the beginning of the year, I said he should have kept his fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
And just done it. And not said a fucking word.
From what it looks like, basically, Broccoli's kids are going to basically they'll go through that billion in a generation or two. Like that money's not going to last because they can't build anything.
Well, No Time to Die gets its title from a Bond song that Louis Armstrong sang. And it's a play on the title of that song. I forget the name of it. All the Time in the World from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So it is a literal play on the title of the song. So I have no argument with it. No Time to Die absolutely works as the Bond title. I don't like the movie. The title I would have been fine with. Quantum of Solace is a terrible Bond title. This movie should have been named the same name the song had, which is Another Way to Die. Yeah, I know what you were talking about, Gavin. I got you, but I'm just saying I don't agree at all. Yeah, and I like that song, by the way. I love the Louis Armstrong song, All the Time in the World. He was so close to dying when he recorded that. And it was like, I was so glad he was able to do that song. And we will do the film, by the way. We will do it, like I said, once a month we'll do a Bond film, and we'll fill in the holes for the rest of the Bond series, all the way up into Skyfall. I'm not going to do any more Craig films. I didn't like them. This is great. I love this. This is one of my favorite moments in the film. He says, I bet you make it 25 miles before you feel like you have to drink this. It's about what happens. You find out later. They found oil in his stomach. Do you know anything about that? He goes, no.
He doesn't even stab him or anything. That's the funny part.
No, he doesn't do a fucking thing to him. The guy's injury is his own injury. He's self-inflicted. He cut his fucking foot in half.
Yeah.
Right down the middle, right between the toes. Fucking gross, man. When he did
and
it,
then he's running in the
whole
sand
body.
with it. Imagine sand getting in there.
No,
he's running through the desert.
Yep.
I like that they have a moment here, but the moment is just one of calm. Where she gets out and that's it. Catch your train, go home, go have a life. We both got our revenge. There are two people that were hell-bent on revenge. And that's why he liked her and cared about her so much, because he understood her. He did that movie Trans-Siberian with Woody Harrelson. That's not a bad film. It's not a great film, but I enjoyed the movie. I think she's a good actor. She is also in a couple plays a famous Viking, I think, or European warrior from the past who led her people. She's based on a real historical character, and she played the part in 2 movies.
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't care. I can just click right here and find out who it is.
Meanwhile, we now return to Castle, already in progress.
Castle already in progress.
Because it's the chick from Castle.
Oh, here it is. Boudica, Queen of War. That was the second film. And then she was in a previous film playing the same character. What movie was that?
That was up there in England or Scotland. I can't remember.
I thought it was in Northern Europe.
No, that's today's UK.
He played the character twice, and I'm just not seeing it here. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's the character she played as Boudica. That was it. Yeah, that was his last commercial song. I love that he did that.
It's so sad with this too, because the guy basically didn't give two shits about Vesper at all. That's what he finds out.
Just his job.
Yep.
The job to do. And you think he's going to kill him, and the guys just make it quick. And he's even surprised himself he didn't kill him. He turns it over to MI6. But he's got closure, and he's able to let go of that necklace from Vesper. And the next film is the last good Bond film with Craig. And even though I've had so many problems, you got this super intelligent fucking villain. And what's his goal? To have a shootout in the fucking courthouse.
Well, they basically tried to make the Joker for Bond because Bond can't be Bond. We have to make it like whatever's popular, which is hilarious because
it
Bond,
doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's so fucking weird that I just hated it. I just fucking hated that part. I'm like, you mean this was it? This is what he did all this for? All this plotting and planning was just for a shootout in a courthouse?
Well, I never took it as it was necessarily the shootout. The whole thing was to get M, right?
Yeah.
He's got to get her somehow.
But that's the way he does it. All this plotting and planning, and they have a shootout in a fucking courthouse. I just was so fucking broken by that. And it's like, that is such bad writing.
I mean, yeah, he can sneak a bomb into MI6, kill Gunnow agents along with, post their details to the internet. But he can't get to M?
Yeah, it's just...
You serious?
he has to know her fucking real name.
Yeah.
I had so many problems with that fucking movie. So many fucking problems. But I still enjoyed, up to that point, the courthouse scene just fucking stupid. And then after that, I mean, he fucking hits him with a fucking train. He fucking, like, somehow that exact moment they're running, and that's where that train's going to come through. Right at that fucking magical fucking moment. I swear to God, I just would like to find him, the writer of that, and just beat the shit out of him with that.
Yeah, I'm going to get captured. They're going to put me in here. I've already preset explosives to break me out of this very specific cell that they put me in. Never mind that, they could have actually killed me beforehand. Like, there's so many ways where if things don't go exactly how he thought they were going to, his plan would have fallen apart. Unless you have people on the inside, you can't make those kinds of plans.
So, like I said, he was injured several times in the film, including getting his face cut, cutting off a finger tip, and what was the other one, Anima?
The shoulder.
The shoulder, and having to have screws put in. Fucking crazy, man. And he laughed them all off. That made me like Craig, and then Craig had to become an asshole.
He is an action movie guy. He knows there are risks. He would never bitch and whine about that.
No, just he's a feminist, so.
Well, look, any guy who says that just wants to get laid. They're liars. They're the biggest liars in the world. That or they're cucks. And men aren't supposed to be feminists. You can support feminism, but you're not a feminist. Anybody who calls themselves a feminist is a liar. And because you're a man. Tree Rock Creations is here. What is up, buddy? Just got back from seeing Batman Forever in the theater. So
they were playing that?
I have a question. How long was the movie if it's Batman Forever?
Don't make me hurt you,
I
Gabby.
had to leave. I had to leave early because it's still going.
No, this isn't Infinite Jest.
I've seen Lupin 3, The Castle of Cagliostro. Which still rate highly.
Cagliostro, yeah.
I liked what they did with the anime because I remember watching those when I was younger, and I was kind of because I was a fan of Lupin as a character from the books. You know, he's master thief, cat burglar. It might as well be Miranda.
Yeah, I do think you could do a period piece with Lupin because he hasn't really gotten. I mean, they had that Netflix series, but that was more like a guy who was inspired by the Lupin books,
inspired by,
who has the same name. Yeah,
yeah. It's like I wrote a story out called. Oh my God, the man. Oh man, I got to remember now. I forget his name. It's a famous Eugene Francois Vidocq is his name. He was a real character, a real person, and he was such a powerful figure in France that he inspired so many playwrights and authors to write about him. And one of the most famous authors to do that was in the story Les Miserables. And in Les Mis, he is both the character of Jean Valjean as well as the police gendarme. What is his name? I forget his name.
Javert.
So Javert and Jean Valjean are both based on the real character of Vidocq. And so I wrote a story called Vidocq and the Falling Man. And it's meant to be an ongoing series. And I've been trying to get a mystery writer friend of mine to work with me on it. And because I don't want to write mysteries. But the first one is you meet this kid and he's underage and he's involved in a major crime in Paris where they steal all this money. And all of a sudden, all of the guys involved with him, it's an electronic heist, get busted and go to prison. And he, because he's underage, is told that he could either choose to go to prison or he could go into the military. And he chooses to join the French Foreign Legion. And he serves for so many years. And when he gets out, he gets his new identity. And his new identity, he takes the name of Francois Vidocq. And then he walks down the street after getting out of the Legion and goes into this bank and says, I'd like to withdraw money from my account and get a balance. And you find out that's where all the money was put. It was under the name of Francois Vidocq. He had the thing planned out since he was like underage, a kid, to steal this money. And then he goes to the United States and he wants to join an organization that's real. It's a real organization. It's the Francois Vidocq Society. And they're out on the East Coast. And they have been involved with the solving of many cold cases. And they're usually former medical, usually forensic specialists, and or former law enforcement that are members of this society. And they quietly have helped solve many murder cases that I said were cold cases. And so he wants to join this organization. But at the end of the book, the shocking moment is they took his DNA and they tested, and he is actually an actual descendant of Francois Vidocq, deserving the name. And that's how the book ends, with him shocked because he didn't know that. And I thought that'd be kind of a fun way of ending it. And so he goes on using the name Francois Vidocq, and he helps the society solve crimes around the world. Could have been a prototype. Oh, absolutely. Vidocq was a precursor to, I just forgot his name, the detective that Edgar Allan Poe wrote about, the French detective. He was the inspiration for him. He was a minor inspiration to Sherlock Holmes. And I bet you money that he was a inspiration for Hercule Poirot, even though Poirot is not French. He's Belgian, which I think is funny because he said that one time. There was a scene where he's in one of the episodes of Poirot, and I forget the English. David Suchet is talking to this woman. She says, she goes, and I don't hold it against you that you're French. And he goes, I'm so glad you don't, because I don't either, because I'm not. I'm Belgian.
One story that I had in like the vein of something like that was called Sherlock the Fourth. It was basically that it was the fourth Sherlock. So there've been several generations since those original stories. And basically, Irene Adler and Sherlock got together, had a kid, that kid had a kid, and so on and so forth. Leads to this, and he's not very good at anything else. So he, despite running away from being a detective in Sherlock, he has to go back into it and basically exploit his family's name because he doesn't have anywhere else to go. And obviously isn't quite as good as Sherlock Holmes, but his equivalent of Watson,
right,
is actually like instead of it being I'm explaining everything to you, it'd be that him and his Watson equivalent both have skills that they're better at than the other. Like the Sherlock the Fourth's better at observing things, and then the Watson equivalent's better at like what he observes, putting it together. So there's a back and forth, and they're like a partnership instead of a I'm explaining to the audience surrogate.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. In answer to your question, Gambit, the answer is he was born in the 18th century and died in the 19th century. So he was born in the late 1700s and died in the 1800s. And Vidocq is the guy who started measuring the stride between footfalls. He's the guy who developed foot size as being a means to identify people and using height measurements. When you go into a convenience store and you see that little measurement thing on the door, Francois Vidocq came up with that, putting that on a door in shops and stores. So you know how tall someone is when they come in or leave. So Vidocq brought about some of the most modern police procedures in French law enforcement and investigative procedures as well for major crimes. And what's amazing is he remained a bit of a flim-flam man into his ripe old age and death. So there was a little bit of he was kind of a heroic character and a villain, which is why I think I just forgot his name that wrote Les Miserables. Oh my God!
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Anyway, he created both characters based on one guy because in real life, Francois Vidocq was both sides of the coin.
Victor Hugo.
Victor Hugo, thank you. Victor Hugo took both sides of Vidocq and made them separate characters, but they were the same person, which is why they're so interesting when they have interactions in the book. And my favorite version of that story is actually, oddly, an American English production that had Anthony Perkins as Javert. And I forget the actor's name. Michael Saracen played the part of Jean Valjean. It's a really good production. It was a 2-part miniseries, but when they released it on VHS and then later on, it's just a movie. It's just like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see someone actually adapt Les Mis someday because the actual novel is ridiculously huge. Like the stage show is a truncated version of the entire story. Because it is literally him being hunted for years and having all these crazy escapes, including like one from a boat.
So let's see. Curtis Selby jumped in, and I always have trouble pronouncing that one. I forgot how Martin pronounced it.
JPRPH1.
Yeah, but aren't you supposed to say it a certain way?
No.
No? Okay. Just
Why?
a bunch of fucking letters.
Choose a name. Or at least give us a nickname that we can call you.
You're perfect. I'm currently restoring my dad's old 80s stereo so that I can hook it up and watch the original unaltered Star Wars trilogy for my wife and I. That's cool. Yeah, there's like so many inspirations. Hold on a second. I need to use Edgar Allan Poe detective. I love that detective, and I cannot remember his fucking name.
That was Dupin. Or
Auguste Auguste Dupin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dupin, and he is very much written. When you read, it's clearly Francois Vidocq. And I love that. I love the Murders in the Rue Morgue is one of my favorites with him. And of course, the murder of Marie Rogette, which actually was based on the actual murder of Mary Rogers in New York. And all the evidence is based on that actual crime.
I'm always partial to Petrovich myself, Crime and Punishment, if you don't know.
Yeah. And I would not be surprised. I think someone actually told me that in a literature class that he too was inspired by Vidocq. Because Vidocq was a man of logic. And that's how he outwitted people, including when he was a criminal, outwitting the police all the time.
Outwitting the police is against the law.
He says anything is fine. So I guess that's it. Any more additions to this before we go?
Nope. It burned down at the end. James Bond got his closure. And now I can proceed to do one more film before fucking everything up. The end.
Daniel Craig fucked it all up. Him and the Broccoli. Well, Broccoli and her brother, stepbrother, Michael. They fucked it up. Yeah, that's it. I will say that my favorite moment in the film is the pudding scene.
Pudding.
And of course, Sanders' favorite scene in the movie.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
So there you go.
She got it twice now.
Yep. So we're going to get the hell out of here, guys. Next week, we do the last of the Craig films that I'm ever going to cover, which is Skyfall, which I actually enjoyed for the most part, despite the logic issues.
I just don't like Craig as Bond. It's not working for me.
Thanks, Vakeman's girl. Appreciate it. We're going to get the heck out of here, guys. Hold on. Yes, that's what I was talking about. That's exactly what I said. Vidocq established what we would later call forensics. And he used the standard measurement of feet, the standard measurement of stride, and the standard measurement that would be put on the sides of doors that we still use to this day. Those were all created by Francois Vidocq. So I'll see you guys later. Deeply appreciate everybody being here. I want to thank Gambit, 1987, Snorty, Penny, Das Wölfen, Pinball, Sergeant Giratina. Did you spell that correctly?
I think so.
Okay. Sander Hammerschlag, Hell Place, Joe, Parrot Head, Slasher Fred, Awesome One, Mephisto, Action Popcast, Fluff Chick Productions, Connie Cleary, Outlaw Bill, Vinkman's Girl, Tree Rock Creations, Curtis Selby, and JPerf 1. JPerf 1. Thanks.
Letter salad. Guys. That's my name for you. Letter salad.
That's a salad. Crimes that somebody else did that you could imagine was foreseeable. Yeah. So we're out of here, guys. Everybody have a great day today. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you again on Military Monday.
Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Matt Damon.